As a freelancer, it's possible to be extremely busy, to have clients coming in, and still be really broke. I've been a freelancer for multiple decades now, too long to count. And one of the things that we learn along the way is that things go in cycles. So there's highs and there's lows, no matter how much passive income, no matter how many clients you got. But there are ways to see those issues as they're starting to come up. I found that there's basically 3 buckets that we always want to keep filled. And when those are off balance, we tend to get into trouble. The first one is getting new clients or getting new work. The second one is actually doing the work of our business, whether it's writing or painting, whatever it happens to be. Coaching in my case, since I'm a business coach. The last one is getting money. That's live invoices. That means invoices that are out. That's money expected of you. That's money in your bank account. So let's look at how these buckets, when they're off balance, can really screw you up. Now, the first one is when you have lots of outgoing discussions with potential clients. You're doing the work, you're busy as heck, but you're broke because no money's coming in. This is a fairly common one, actually the easiest one to resolve, because the main thing you need to do is hang in there. This is where passive income and keeping a really lean business work out. As Seth Godin says, if you're able to stay in the game, then you win. Whether you have to get lean, whether you have to figure out some money moves, this is a temporary pain. The second situation is that you're talking to new clients and getting new potential work, and you got money in the bank account and you have money coming in as far as invoicing, but you're not actually doing any work. This is the best time to actually sharpen your sword. This is when you can take classes, whether it's YouTube University, watching folks like me, or taking official classes. It could be a time to read new books. It could be a time to sharpen up your stuff. Now, I always talk about I raise my price every year. Yesterday's price is not today's price, to quote Fat Joe. The key thing about that is that you should raise your prices every year, not because of inflation and all those different economic things, but because you're actually better at your craft. When do you get better at your craft? Doing the work helps, but also helps when there's a little lull in the meantime. Now, the important thing is to be thoughtful about how you spend your money again, because remember, you don't have any new work coming in. You just have potential new work. And you can get into trouble really fast if you're spending money based on some promise an editor or someone else gave you, and you have money in your bank account, so you think everything's okay, and you might not be okay. The last instance is actually the most dangerous, and that's when you're super busy, you're working day and night, and you got money coming in, you got money in your pockets, but you're not actively looking and building new clients. This is the most dangerous because it can feel like you're doing fine. You are so busy, you think the work's going to keep coming in. And you have so much money, you're thinking that the invoices are going to keep coming in. But there's been so many instances myself and other experienced freelancers even have dealt with where we finish that last book, we do the last project, we give a little sigh, we're like, great, we can invoice that. And then we realize we have nothing to do. And we're not going to have anything to do, in some cases, for months. In some cases, I've had a year where I'm like, I don't know what my next piece of work is going to be. So the key thing is to stay connected to potential clients, to your communities, to the people that you want to serve. I do that by going to the TED conference, by connecting with folks, again, through this channel. All these different things help me stay plugged in into people that I can support. And that keeps the buckets flowing. There's different ways that you can help stave these issues with buckets. One of the ways is passive income. Be sure and check out the playlist as well as a special episode that I have about passive income right here.